What would you do if someone demanded a refund for a product they destroyed? In a bustling game store on a rainy Saturday, Karen stormed through the glass doors, her face twisted with indignation. She clutched a mangled game case, its cover torn, disc scratched beyond recognition. The store, Retro Replay, buzzed with weekend shoppers' kids flipping through used games, collectors eyeing rare editions. Karen shoved past them, slamming the ruined game onto the counter. "I want my money back," she barked, her voice slicing through the hum of conversation. The cashier, a lanky teen named Jake, blinked, unsure how to respond to the fury before him. Karen's demand wasn't just bold, it was absurd. The game, a pristine copy of Star Quest when sold a week ago, was now a wreck. The plastic case was cracked, the disc etched with deep gouges, as if someone had used it as a coaster. Jake, trained to stay polite, asked, "Ma'am, what happened to it?" Karen's eyes narrowed. "It was like this when I bought it. Your store sold me garbage." Her voice rose, drawing stares. Customers whispered, and a mother pulled her son closer. Jake, barely 19, felt his pulse quicken but kept his tone steady. "I'm sorry, but our policy doesn't cover damage after purchase." Karen scoffed, leaning over the counter. "Do you know who I am? I'll have your job for this." The truth unraveled quickly. Jake remembered Karen's purchase vividly. She'd bought the game for her twin boys, who'd begged for it while she scrolled her phone, barely listening. The store's CCTV, which Jake's manager, Sarah, quietly reviewed in the back, showed Karen leaving with the game in perfect condition. Sarah, a no-nonsense woman in her 30s, had seen her share of entitled customers, but Karen's audacity was next level. The footage also caught Karen's boys, unsupervised, tossing the game case like a frisbee in the parking lot while she yelled at them to hurry up. The damage wasn't the store's fault, it was hers. Sarah stepped out, her presence commanding. "Ma'am, we've reviewed the footage. The game was fine when you left." Karen's face flushed crimson. "You're lying. This is a scam." She jabbed a finger at Sarah, then turned to the crowd, playing the victim. "They sell broken games and won't refund me. Who's with me?" Silence. A few customers looked away, embarrassed for her. But then, an unexpected voice piped up, a soft-spoken elderly man named Mr. Carter, a regular who collected vintage cartridges. "I saw your boys outside last week," he said, adjusting his glasses. "They were throwing that game around. I told them to stop, but you didn't listen." The crowd murmured, and Karen's bravado faltered. Mr. Carter's quiet honesty was a twist no one saw coming, shifting the room's energy. Karen, cornered, doubled down. "You're all in on it," she screamed, sweeping her arm across the counter. Game cases clattered to the floor, and a display of new releases toppled, discs spilling like coins from a broken slot machine. Jake flinched, but Sarah stood firm, her voice icy. "You're causing a scene, and you're damaging our property. Leave now, or I'm calling the police." Karen laughed, a harsh, bitter sound. "Go ahead. I'll sue this dump." She grabbed a nearby controller and hurled it, cracking a glass display case. Gasps rippled through the store. A child started crying. This wasn't just a tantrum, it was chaos. The confrontation peaked as Sarah, unfazed, pulled out her phone and dialed 911. "We have a customer destroying property," she said calmly, her eyes locked on Karen. The crowd parted as two officers arrived minutes later, their boots heavy on the tiled floor. Karen's confidence crumbled. "You can't do this," she stammered, but the officers weren't swayed. They escorted her out, her protests echoing until the doors swung shut. Sarah turned to Jake, who was picking up scattered discs. "Ban her from the system," she said. Jake nodded, entering Karen's name into the store's database, ensuring she'd never set foot in Retro Replay again. The aftermath was humbling. The store's regulars rallied, helping clean up the mess. Mr. Carter, despite his age, knelt to gather discs, sharing stories of his own kids' mischief to lighten the mood. Customers posted about the incident on social media, praising Sarah's composure and Jake's patience. The story spread, a cautionary tale of accountability. Karen, humiliated, faced more than a ban rumor swirl that her outburst cost her a local book club membership when members recognized her from viral posts. Her attempt to bully her way to a refund backfired, leaving her ostracized. In the end, Retro Replay thrived. Sarah used the incident to launch a community event, inviting gamers to trade stories of their worst Karen encounters, fostering a sense of unity. The store's reputation grew, not as a place that bowed to tantrums, but as one that stood its ground with dignity. Karen's name faded, a footnote in a lesson about respect and consequences. What do you think where's the line between standing up for yourself and crossing into entitlement? Share your thoughts.